welcome to Shades of Combat. How are you doing now? We've got an interesting couple of days coming, or an interesting weekend coming, and I just wanted to go through a couple of the highlight fights and key fights that you should be looking out for and that I'm looking forward to. So let's get into this. Right, so March the 30th, Las Vegas, Al Heyman's PBC on Amazon Prime in the UK and the US. We've got Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fundora for the WBC and WBO Super Welterweight World titles. So currently, Tszyu is the favorite. Fundora is the underdog. I feel like it's a really, really interesting fight. If you've never seen either of them, Tszyu, he's like a Beterbiev kind of, he's got good fundamentals, high guard, calculated pressure, that type of stuff. He's got a great counter left hook. And quite a good uppercut as well. But what you can expect from him is good footwork, good fundamentals, very high guard. So in this fight, he was actually meant to fight somebody else. I can't remember who pulled out. Somebody in the comments can probably tell me. But in his replacement, we've got a great fighter in Fundora. Now, Fundora is, bro, he's the tallest super welterweight I have ever seen, bro. This guy's like 6'4". He's built like a string, but he's a great fighter, and he's weird as well because, tell you why he's weird, because he don't mind fighting inside. At that, like, you'd think he'd be rangy. Nah. He don't care. He likes to get involved. He's got a great inside uppercut. In fact, his last outing was against Erickson Lubin, who, Erickson Lubin is a great fighter. He's the one who done that sit down up. I'm sure that was him who did that. But yeah, great fighter. It was a great fight. They both got dropped in the fight. And if it was up to me, I don't know. It's a tough one. I feel like Tszyu is the type of guy who could probably walk down Fundora, but at the same time, Fundora throws punches. Like, he throws hundreds of punches. If you saw the fight between him and Lubin's face was messed up, you know what I mean? And, they both got dropped. But yeah, he's got a high work rate. It's just if Tszyu is going to be able to slow him down. So, this could be a good little bet if he was willing to put one down. Personally, I feel like if Tszyu kind of manages Fundora's work rate and kind of catches him, then potentially, he could win. But I also think that, Tszyu's never fought anybody with just the dimensions of Fundora. Do you know what I mean? Just the dimensions alone should be a bit weird. And I haven't seen if Fundora can work on the outside as well, because maybe that will be their game plan coming in, just because Tszyu's quite good and he likes to walk people down. But either way, I feel like it's going to be a great fight. And, that's kind of a toss-up one. I mean, if you like betting, then maybe you should bet on Fundora because he is, the underdog. And I think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect. I think I've heard people saying that, Tszyu takes this easily. But either way, it's going to be a great fight, great work rate. And we'll see who comes out on top of that one. Also on that card, I want to talk about Rolly Romero and Isaac Cruz. I'm guessing most of you watch boxing, so you know how their styles kind of match up for a very, very, very good fight. I think Rolly Romero is probably the lesser boxer, but he's a bit unorthodox, and he's got the equalizing power. I think even Tank one time said that he's the hardest hitter he's ever faced, and Tank has fought both of them, so that's got to be something. But Isaac Cruz has that that low center of gravity, great hooks, very good pressure. he's going to be given that pressure all night. He's going to be on Romero, but Romero doesn't really like to move backwards. But I feel like he may have to after he feels a couple of them Isaac Cruz overhands. He's got right hooks, left hooks, good work to the body as well. Like he mixes it up really well. So we've seen Rolly get dropped by Tank, and that was like a counter punch. But I feel like this is going to be more. I feel like it's going to be a different type of fight. But my money is definitely on Isaac Cruz, and he's also the favourite in that fight. So, that's that. The next big card for all you UK fans, you know what's coming up, 31st of March, London, Ben Shalom boxes on Sky Sports and live on Talk Sport as well. So this is going to be a great one. We've got Fabio, Wardley and Frazer Clark. We've got, who else we got on there? Ben Whittaker and Leon Willings. Actually, I need to do a little bit more research on Leon Willings, to be fair. We've got Vidal Riley and Mikel Lawal. We've got Florian Marcu, Chris Congo as well, which should be a great one. So I'll just, let me start with Florian Marcu. Florian Marcu and Chris Congo. Now, these two were meant to fight a while ago, or Chris Congo said that Florian wanted to fight him a while ago, and he had a problem because Florian Marcu was, trying to fight the likes of Conor Benn. And you know what? His team were doing the right thing. They're trying to get the best fights. Florian's still unbeaten, with a great outing last time. So, and Chris Congo, obviously, he came off that loss, that tough loss, but I think he's had a fight since then. I think it's going to be a good fight. Personally, I feel like Florian Marcu is gonna. It will probably win that fight. I mean, it's a very awkward one, but I feel like the way Florian Marcu fights is kind of compact. He kind of compact. He tries to make you make a mistake and then pounces. He's got a bit of an awkward style where Chris Congo is sort of like in and out. Sometimes I feel like Chris Congo moves a bit too much. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he could be more tight with everything, and it would just give him, a bit more space, a bit more room to load up on punches a bit more. Do you know what I mean? I feel like the more you move, again, you're just draining your energy. And I think Florian Marcu is just a bit more, I wouldn't say dynamic, I'd say compact. And that might give him the edge towards the later rounds. But I feel like it's going to be a great fight. I believe Florian is the favourite in that fight as well. But that's going to be a great fight because it's a bit of a grudge. So, I love a bit of a grudge match. Yeah, Vidal Riley and Mikel Lawal. Now, Mikel Lawal, I feel like he's good because he was this is for the English cruiserweight title actually. So for me, he's got good power. Everybody, nobody can talk about or deny that Mikel has power, but I just feel like he's a bit stuck in the mud, as Conor McGregor says sometimes. I don't know, he compared to Vidal, like Vidal is very technical. Like Vidal, he will put you away and has power. But great feet, great movement, great defense, head movement. Whereas Mikel Lawal is a bit, head tends to stay on the line sometimes. Sometimes maybe up to this point has been able to rely on his power. But Isaac Chamberlain kind of unlocked that and kind of exposed the lack of head movement and the lack of mobility that Mikel has. So that's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, Vidal Riley is trying to make his way up there. So it's a great English cruiserweight title fight, and it'll be a great one to watch. Obviously, we've got Ben Whittaker. I'm not even going to say anything on that. I'll probably just put up some clips. But yeah, he's coming. I'm telling you, he's coming for the light heavyweight for the light heavyweight division against Leon Willings, who I need to do a bit more research on, but I'm just guessing he's kind of another can. But I don't know. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna look into that one for you guys. But up until this point, I don't have much information on him. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments. At this point, I just want to say, if you haven't already, make sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel, it helps me. And, if you keep wanting these breakdowns and you want to put your money somewhere, this is the place to come. Also, for just general chit chat about boxing, MMA, and even grappling, I will be doing videos as regularly as possible. So back to the boxing now. Let's just move on to the big one. Fabio Wardley versus Frazer Clarke, the British Commonwealth heavyweight titles. Right, so Frazer Clarke. What does Frazer Clarke has? Frazer Clarke has a decent jab, good left hook to the body. I mean, I don't think he likes moving back much, and I don't think he's fought anybody of notable class, if you ask me. I feel like he's had a bit of an easier way in to the division, and I feel like Fabio Wardley's had some scraps. I mean, for me, Fabio Wardley is actually a very dangerous fighter. I think the only thing he probably doesn't have is as much size as some of the bigger heavyweights. But he's got work rate, speed, great combinations. But I've seen him do pull counters. You know what I mean? He's very good eyes. He's always watching, and he's got a bit of a chin, but he hasn't got one of them chins where he just shells up and gets hit or takes him off the gloves. He's moving. He's very dynamic with his attack, and honestly, I feel like it's going to be a bit of a mismatch. I feel a lot of people think it's going to be closer, but I feel like it's going to be a mismatch. We'll see. We'll have to see how it goes. Let me know what you think in the comments. That's it for today. Hope you guys have a great day.